Good evening. Happy New Year. It is almost the new year. This is going to be the first in a little sub-series of Heart to Heart for this pregnancy. I am now 3 weeks and 5 days. So Monday I'll be 4 weeks. And today is New Year's Eve on Saturday. I don't remember how much of I've mentioned about my levels and stuff. I was taking 300 milligrams of progesterone cream, and then I got my levels back from the lab work a couple of days yesterday, and they were a little bit low. Then for first trimester, 11 is the low, which a lot of different labs have different ranges, and from what I've been told by quite a few mamas who have progesterone issues, 11 is really what they want to see. And last month with my loss, my level was 7.3, so it was too low. And but my level was 11.60, I want to say. So it was barely there. So first thing I did was I added an extra pump of progesterone yesterday morning. So I was getting 225 milligrams in the morning through the cream. And I did pick up my progesterone yesterday, and I took that. It was 90 milligrams yesterday night at bedtime. And so I got a lot more progesterone. Instead of 300, I got 465. So thankfully, hopefully that with the prescription being more potent will really just knock it right up. So I will check that depending on what the doctor says. I need to get a chance to kind of get in touch with her. She's been on vacation. So a couple of times she actually was working from home on her vacation, which was really nice. But I was supposed to get lab work done this morning, but everything was closed because of New Year's Eve. So I have to wait till Tuesday. However, the test that I took this morning was a lot darker, so that was very encouraging. And I was comparing it to the test at the same time last month, and it's a lot darker. So I'm very thankful and very encouraged about that. But I am, I'm starting to feel excited. I was just really scared most of the day. This has been a long few days, especially when I was thinking I was going to have the blood work today. It was hard not getting that done and not knowing, but I think just needing to trust in the Lord in this and knowing that this baby, he loves this baby no matter what, and that he has this baby in his heart, in his hand, and he knows the outcome. So I need to let go of any control that I think I might have and give it to him. So so I've kind of just in my devotional time with the Lord today, I just really gave a lot of it over. Had some tears, and I'm just feeling more excited, and definitely feeling a lot of symptoms. So I will give you symptom updates because the first few weeks symptoms are crazy. I normally, the first few weeks, between finding out and like 6 weeks or so, I usually have a symptom range from bloated, very, very tired, exhausted, tired, and extra hungry, like super starving. I have to just eat all day long hungry. And so far, I have been bloated a lot. There was a time this evening and early evening that I was actually nauseous, and I was like having to do some deep breaths to not be sick. And that's not something that I ever have until closer to 6 to 7 weeks. So I was kind of surprised about that. But most of my symptoms are pretty manageable. I've been trying to make it a point to get at least 8 hours of sleep, and that was my downfall, especially during the week when the kids have school. So finding out when the kids were off of school kind of made it a little bit easier, because now I know that when I don't get enough sleep and then I do get enough sleep, I'm not as tired. So that's really nice. I had to get up early the other day to get blood work done, and I was just so tired. I think I took 2 naps yesterday and I was still tired. So I got a lot more sleep, and that's another symptom actually that reminds me of is getting up to use the restroom early in the morning, and then not having trouble falling back asleep. So that's happened twice, so which is a good sign. But anyway, that's so far what's going on. I'm working on my calendar, which I will show you when it's finished and it arrives. I like to make, I think I mentioned it in another video, I like to make a week's calendar, and basically I start the month that I find out, and then I go, and then you can actually start it not on January, but you can start it in a different month. So I started this one in December, and each week that it progresses, it says, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, all the way to 40 weeks, and I write due date. And then I have other things added, like my kids' birthdays, my parents' birthdays, my Matthew's parents' birthdays, my sister's birthdays, Matthew's brother's birthday, that sort of thing. I add special dates and special events. So if, like when I have an ultrasound, I'll add that. And when I find out, whether it's a boy or girl, we add that. But a lot of the times I like to write my symptoms in, and then I can kind of compare. So I can go to my previous calendars and I can say, when was I starting to get nauseous, or when did I stop feeling nauseous? And it's kind of nice to be able to gauge, because you can't really ask somebody else like their symptoms, because every woman and every pregnancy is different. So while for the most part it's kind of runs on the same trend, my boys' pregnancies are pretty similar and my girls' pregnancies are similar. So anyway, that is what's going on. Yeah, so I've only had a few symptoms, but they're symptoms that are bringing me back to the, okay, yes, this is real. And looking back at my losses, I did not have all these symptoms. So this is really comforting to know that I am getting these symptoms. And I was telling a friend of mine, I was like, I'm so happy that I'm bloated. I'm so happy that I'm feeling nauseous. So, yep. So anyway, we are going to be ringing in the new year pretty soon, but I just wanted to take a quick moment to give you an update. And hopefully I've got 40 more coming, and maybe a few in between. But I'm going to try to shoot these out on Mondays, but since I didn't have a 3-week one yet, I wanted to pop this in for a 3-week. But I'm going to try to do these on Mondays, because Mondays is when I will be 4 weeks. So anyway, hope you have a wonderful and blessed new year. And hopefully you enjoyed the video of Matthew finding out, and then a little bit of my heart to heart. So love you all.